It's just the same old, same old. Spurs 1, United 0. Both teams were poor, to be honest. Well, United were okay, but okay is just not good enough in this situation. The only difference was that Spurs scored a goal and United didn't. If you go through the team, I mean, we have 11 or 10 injuries or illnesses for the game. We have 12 fit first team players. The rest were kids. And there was no gamble made. There was no risk taken. And that's... I think it was a little bit disappointing because there was a chance to bed in some of the youngsters. Maybe it is trial by fire, but at least they may have given a fight and given something different to what's been going on, which is, to be honest, poor at best. Like, Onana, for example, the only thing he had to do was make the save that then was parried out towards Maddison for the goal. That was the only thing I can really think of him doing. The back three were decent. They weren't too bad. There wasn't really any mistakes made. Nothing I can really pick out. Casemiro looked off the pace, which is understandable. Bear in mind, he's barely played for the past, 2 months or so. And we knew his situation previously before this kind of time frame where he wasn't really at the level to be running around like he had been previously. His legs had kind of gone by that point. So, what were we expecting from Casemiro there? Fernandes was running himself into the ground because he was kind of pulling a triple shift, doing 3 different jobs. Dalot was alright, I guess, on the right side. Dorgu looked okay on the left. Garnacho repeatedly making the good runs, but then playing it into the box where there's nobody. And it's just, when there's nobody there, why are you taking a chance playing the ball into the middle when you can't get it onto anybody? Xerxes in the 10, again, was okay. There was little bits of passing here and there, but nothing really in terms of front of goal. He had one header, I think, that went just wide, and then Højlund did nothing. And then if we go to Amorim, who, like I said earlier, didn't make any substitutions. Well, he made one substitution in the 90th minute and brought Chuba on for Casemiro. And I'm partly thinking that was because Casemiro's legs had gone completely and he was in some way injured because he was limping prior to that. Which would mean we have now 11 players available for next week. You may get one back. Maybe Ugarte, maybe Mainu, but Mainu looks like it's going to be a couple of weeks. Ugarte is a doubt for today, but maybe back for next week. Or Eriksen and Euro were ill, so they'll probably be well enough to play next week. But even then, that's 14? So you're still going to have to play half a bench of youngsters. You might as well put some on and give them a chance. There was no risk taken, and that's annoying. 10-15 minutes to go, we could have brought on Obi Martin. With 20 minutes to go, you could have brought him on. What was going to be the difference? Now, Gary Neville said on comms that maybe the reason they're not changing it is because a goal was coming, but a goal didn't come. And who was the goal coming from? A graphic came up, and it was goals scored, or players who have scored goals away from home for United. And the top 3 were Ahmad, who is injured, out for the season. Lisandro Martinez, who's out for the season. And Rashford, who's at Villa. And the rest had a goal each. It's just not good enough. There needed to be a risk taken, and there wasn't. And it's just frustrating to have this occur. Now I get it. It's not his team for Amorim. He's brought in one player, and we are absolutely rife with injuries and illnesses now. But at the same time, there was nothing from the team. So why keep with the team until the final few minutes? And then you bring on a player, you bring on a striker who has been banging them in for the under 18. And I get the difference in quality will be vast. But he's absolutely scoring goals for fun in the academy. And you give him 3 minutes, in which I don't think United even had the ball. It's ridiculous, man. It needs to change. 3 of the next 4 games in the league are vital to win. We've got Everton next week, the early Saturday game. We've got Ipswich in the week. I think it's a Wednesday night. Then we've got Arsenal, I think. And then it's Leicester away. 3 of those 4 are must-wins now. Because if we lose 2 of those 3, I'd say, we're in trouble. And that's not even joking. But who do the goals come from? A risk has to be taken. I think there needs to be just some form of decision made where a couple of these youngsters get a game. Look at Collier. Collier got brought on at, was it Liverpool or Arsenal? Played well, and then was suddenly getting regular game time, getting starts over Casemiro, because he had the chance to and took it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Collier is the answer and that he is the best player for United. No, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is he was a risk that was taken on Collier near a big match. It paid off, and now he's around the first team on a regular basis. So why aren't we doing this with these players against Spurs, who were the slightest bit better because they scored a goal? What do you guys think? I'm just numb to it now. The results are just the results, and I'm just getting a bit sick of having to come on here and rant about the fact that United aren't scoring enough goals and they're just not good enough. It's just the same old every week. Like this video if you haven't. Subscribe if you're new, guys. Until next time, take care.